Hey, my friend, I have a really quick question for you, but very important one. Have you ever sat down to create your ideal client avatar and ended up describing someone who sounds like they live in a Target ad? Well, yes, me too. For example, let's meet Sally from HR, which is 36, loves cats, makes 80K a year, drinks matcha every single day, Monday to Friday, at exactly 7:13 a.m. on the dot. And she drives a black Honda Civic. Or let's meet Mike from IT, 42 years old, commutes 90 minutes each way, each day, Monday to Friday, sometimes even on Saturdays, has 2.5 kids, a golden retriever, and a midlife identity crisis tucked into his gym bag. Does that ring a bell? Well, let's ask another question. What does that even mean? An even more powerful question: how is that person supposed to magically turn into my and your ideal high ticket dream client? Hello and welcome. My name is Payman Lorenzo, and I crack the code when it comes to getting clients podcasting and YouTubing with no audience to start with. I only had about 100 high ticket clients when I get my first, sorry, I only had about 100 subscribers when I got my very first client, then less than 200 subscribers by the time I reached 60 high ticket and very happy clients. By now, I passed way over 100 high ticket clients and very happy clients. This video and this entire channel are all about showing you how you can get clients podcasting and YouTubing for your business, even if you're starting from absolutely scratch with zero audience in as little as 30 days from launch. Excited? All right, let's go. All right, let's cut to the noise today. Because here's the truth most coaches aren't talking about. Are you ready? Come closer. You, my friend, are your own avatar. Let me repeat that. You are your own avatar. Yes, you. The you of you just a few steps back. The you before you figured it out. The you that was still stuck in the mud, Googling at 2 o'clock in the morning how to get coaching clients without cold DMs. So let's unpack all of that and why your story is the most magnetic thing you have and your voice is the most profitable thing you will ever own. Ready? Let's go. First of all, let's take a look at why the traditional old avatar method doesn't work. Building a fictional profile and then giving them a name, a car, a cat, and a caffeine addiction, and so on and so forth. That's cool if you're building a piece of fiction. But that's not what we're doing. So you now may have a made-up person who may or may not even exist and who doesn't really align with you, because guess what? That is definitely not you. And you know what? The people you're trying to help and serve, they can see and sense that. And let's be frank, it completely lacks authenticity, big freaking time. So when you try to speak to them online, you end up sounding vague, robotic, or worse, generic. Why? Because you're not speaking from your experience. You're not speaking from the heart. You're not being authentic. You're not being genuine. Because you're trying to write and speak to a ghost, to a fictional character that doesn't exist. So I can see you wondering, so how do I fix this? I'm glad you asked. So let's take a look at why the real avatar is you from just a few steps ago. Let's play a fun scenario. Imagine yourself 6 months ago, or maybe even 2 years ago, or even 5 years ago. You were stuck, spinning, broke, homeless, suicidal, doubting yourself, drowning in free webinars and productivity hacks, wondering if you were really cut out for this whole entrepreneur thing. And then something shifted. Maybe you hired a coach. Maybe you started a podcast. Maybe you just said, screw it, I'm going for it. I'm all in. And you start taking action. The point is, you've made progress and big time. You're no longer shy, timid, reserved. You've had a breakthrough. You're not where you want to be yet, but you already but you're already way ahead of where you used to be. And you made it out of that hole, whatever it was, and however deep it might have been at the time. Guess what? That past you, the one that was stuck, stressed, broke, homeless, suicidal, whatever, that is your avatar. They need to hear your story, your audience, your prospect, your tribe. They need and want and crave to hear your story. They need your steps. They need to know someone. They need to know that someone like them made it through. That is very important because when someone is looking for a coach or a mentor, they're not saying, oh, let me find a disconnected billionaire on a private island who flies private jet and who hasn't struggled in 12 centuries. No, that's what they're looking for. They're craving for someone that's going to be, and they're telling themselves, they're looking for someone, hey, who gets me? Who's successfully overcome what I'm going through? Who's figured out the thing I'm struggling with? Who speaks my language, truly understands me, and truly deeply knows what I'm talking about without trying to sound like a TED Talk? Because people don't want perfection, they want connection. Let me repeat that. People don't want perfection, they want connection. Because people don't buy from fictional characters, they buy from a real connection with a real person. Again, let me say that again. People don't buy from fictional characters. They buy from a real connection with a real person, with a real story, with a real challenges. That's what people want. They want the version of you who made it through the mess and is willing to share the GPS coordinates with them. They want a big brother, big sister to say, hey, hold my hand. I've been in your shoes. I know what it feels like to be there. I've made it out. Now together, we're going to get it out. We're going to make it through. One of my biggest breakthroughs in business and even in life has been that of understanding, after realizing that you're your avatar, and the next logical thing is to build your business the way you wished existed when you were just starting, when you're at your lowest. So once I realized that, I stopped trying to sound like everyone else. I stopped building what I thought people wanted, because what me and you think doesn't matter. What really matters is what the people who are ready, willing, and able to pay you want and need. And then I started building what I wish existed when I was in the thick of it. I built my offer, I built my messaging, I built my podcast, I built my YouTube channel, I built my life, everything, all based on what the whole me needed, wanted, craved, and wished existed at that time. And that version of me, it definitely did not need a funnel. It needed a flashlight. Let me repeat that. That version of you definitely did not need a funnel. It needed a flashlight. Someone to say, hey, here's what worked. Let's walk together. Hold my hand. As a big brother, big sister, I've made it out of that hole. And together, we're going to make it out as well. That's what people want. That's what you do when you stop trying to guess who your avatar is, because it's not a guesswork. Absolutely not. It's about looking inward, inside of you, because again, guess what? You are your own avatar. And you just start showing up for the version of you that needed help the most when you're at your lowest. I really hope this really resonates with you, because this is the crux of it. Seriously, this is what really helped me get out of that hole. Broke, depressed, suicidal, homeless, lost, the whole 9 yards. And this is it, guys. Seriously. Build your business the way you wished existed when you were at your lowest. That's it. And you're your own avatar, not some fictional character. Because again, your story is the most powerful magnet, and your voice is the most powerful and most valuable tool you will ever own. Listen, you can have all the strategies, funnels, hashtags, trending audios, reels, graphics, you name it. But if you're not speaking from your truth, from your heart, guess what? It will never land. Because again, your story is the most magnetic thing you have. Your voice is the most profitable thing you will ever own. It's what makes people lean in. It's what makes someone reach out to you and say, hey, I feel like this, what you were saying was directly speaking to me. You talk to me. You talk to my soul. You understand me. You're speaking my language. I could see myself in you. I felt seen. And that's when they, guess what? They trust you. And as we both know, trust is the name of the game. High ticket selling, anything over $1,000, pounds or euros, is about one thing and one thing only. Start with a T, ends with a T, 5 letters. Trust. Simple as that. It's not a fancy PDF, not an algorithm, definitely not a trending dance. Because again, it's all about trust. And trust, you build it through stories. Your story, speaking from the heart, being authentic, sharing how you overcame whatever challenge you had to go through. Simple as that. So here's your mission for this week, if I may. Yes, I will give you an assignment, a homework. But this assignment, this homework will probably be the most impactful, the most transformational, and potentially life-changing you will ever do. So here's what I want you to do. Take a piece of paper on your notepad, your journal, whatever, and write a letter to your past self, the version of you who needed a breakthrough when you were at your lowest. What were you struggling with? What did you need to hear? What would you have loved to have in your life? A big brother, a big sister? And what would have saved you months, if not years, of frustration? Write it down, stare at it. Once you've done that, there's many ways, many things you can do with it. You can turn that into a transformational, life-changing podcast episode, or a YouTube video, or a carousel post. Or even better, take those gifts, those wisdom, those experiences, those lessons, ultimately those gifts, and turn them into the foundation of your truly transformational, deeply impactful, and wildly profitable business. So whatever your platform is, speak to them on that platform. Be omnipresent on that platform. Go all in. Because guess what? That is your person, and that is your dream client. So if this message and this video resonated with you, and you're ready to build a powerful, impactful, and wildly profitable business that actually aligns with your gift, your message, your voice, your story, and the people you truly meant to serve at the highest level, I'd love to, and I'd be honored to help you. Drop a comment below and say, I am my avatar. Or shoot me a DM, and we'll talk about how to turn your gifts, your story, your voice into your client magnet. Oh, there will be no cat driving, civic loving avatars are quiet. That's about you. So you ready? See you on the next video. Take care.